This episode was previously recorded in front of an imaginary studio audience.
Time for Fun Knife Friday!
Woodchuck? Wonder if that's one word or two words. I'll just put it as two words. Woodchuck, Louisiana, 71115. Alright, I'm ready to send it off now. How you knife chatters out there? Your old pal Skip the Show coming back at you again from the Volcano Club. It's another Fun Knife Friday. You guys could let me know when you're going to start filming. That would help a lot. That way people won't know I'm writing letters and stuff like that. Especially this one. This was kind of an embarrassing letter to a groundhog of all things. Yeah, I was complaining about how when I was a kid, Gordon A. Whistlepig never brought me anything, you know, the grand groundhog. And someone would say, well, did you ever ride him? And it's like, what do you mean ride him? It's like, you know, like kids ride Santa Claus. Did you ever bother to ride the groundhog? You know, if you're going to get something from the grand groundhog, don't you think you should write him a letter and say what you want? And it's like, oh man, I never even thought of that. So I figured, what the heck, I'll take a shot at it and see what happens. But in the meantime, you're here for Fun Knife Friday, not for my woes on how I never got a knife from the grand groundhog as a little kid. But anyway, did get this in the mail. Didn't come from the groundhog. It came from the eBay. Yeah, I saw this on eBay and it's like, man, that looks like something good for a Frosty Friday. And so I thought I'd order it and bring it to Volcano Club and have a Frosty Friday knife. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure this is a Frosty Friday knife. But speaking of Frosty Friday, every Friday at the Volcano Club can be a Frosty Friday. All you got to do is drop by and get yourself a Wyomimi beer. Yeah, this is the premium lager only found at the Volcano Club. It was going to be from the Volcano Club or Skip the Show's, whichever one, you know, brewery, but instead it ended up coming from Cat Production Distilleries and Brewery. Apparently everything we do here is controlled by Cat Productions, and so pretty soon they're going to own the Volcano Club the way things are going. But anyway, Wyomimi, yeah. So if you want a Frosty Friday, even if you don't have a frost knife, Wyomimi beer at the Volcano Club. And I guess I got that commercial out of the way. Let's get back to the knife here. This is a knife that it screams Jim Frost all over the place, except on the box, I think. Couldn't tell online because the guy didn't say it was a frost knife, but it sure looked like a frost knife. Let's get it out here, and we got it. Here we go. Right there, hunting knife, stainless steel blade, leather sheath, brass bolsters on a fixed blade. I think you got a guard and a pommel. I wouldn't consider that a bolster, but this one says it is. Hunting knife. Who made it? Multi-color wood handle. Looked like frostwood to me. Made in Pakistan. Oh, it's Artno. I guess that's who made it. Artno. Maybe that's another one of them Frost trademark brands. Artno. HK81CW. HK, that stands probably for hunting knife. And then 81. This is the 81 pattern of the Artno trademark knives, I guess. Let's get it open and take a look at it. Artno, that must be a really high-end line. I've never heard of it before. I usually can't get things like that, but I got this one for a really good price from somebody who is just liquidating everything they own. Got a fancy black leather sheath, and let's get the knife out of that sheath. Look at that. Is that not a beautiful upswept Skinner kind of blade going on there. And it's like a 9-inch blade and a 5-inch handle. But look at that handle. Is that not a fantastic handle? Just look at that. Man, this knife has some really great lines on it. This looked like something that Jim Frost would have designed, even if he didn't. Yeah, man, I like that line there. That is good. Feels good too. The curve is really nice. Not going to do that on the other side. Yeah, blade. Well, I wouldn't say it's sharp, but it kind of cuts. Well, this is plastic. The only piece of paper I got here to cut is the letter that I'm sending to, well, we won't go into that, but, and I don't want to cut up that letter. I need to save it. You got brass pins, really nice brass pommel there, and the brass guard. Everything is tight and snug on there. Yeah, maybe some people say if it's tight and snug and fits really good and looks as good as that, maybe it's not a Frost knife. But I tell you, Frost puts out some decent enough knives. They're you know, but you know, we're talking about stainless steel. That's a mystery. So, you know, we're not the highest end knife in the world. But tell me those aren't some great lines on there. And look at that fishy tail at the back. That's what really got me. I saw that fishy tail bottom on there, like, man, I gotta have that knife, and no one else bid on it, so that was cool. Oh wow, look at this sheath. Well, all right, it's probably made from a cardboard cow. They got a lot of them cardboard cows in Pakistan. I wish Americans would ship over some real cows over to Pakistan. I know they're a sacred animal. Well, that's in Hindi. They're sacred animal. I don't know if they're sacred animals in Pakistan or not. I just don't know. But anyway, you know, they might be sacred animals. Maybe that's why they don't butcher like the typical cow you find in America, and that might be why they sacrifice so many cardboard cows. I don't know, but not too shabby for a cardboard cow sheath. It's like this is the wrap along the edges here. That feels more like plastic. I don't think it's a leather like rawhide or anything like that. And well, geez, this is really in my way. I gotta pull this out a bit. Get up closer. See there? That feels like a plastic twist tie that's running through that thing. I don't know for certain. But if you look at that though, see that? Can you see it? That also just screams Jim Frost. That eagle there, you can see that on where's another one of my Jim Frost knives with that eagle on? Got one here somewhere. See there? Look at that. See that? Right there? Is this is definitely Jim Frost. This knife is definitely Jim Frost. This is a big old Frost Western style bowie, you know, like the Western 49 W49 bowie, but it looks like it's made out of a file or something like that. But we're talking about the sheath here. And you can see it right there. That is the Frost Eagle. Some people say it's the Frost Falcon. Maybe it's the Falcon, it's the Eagle. I don't know. But you see that, and then you see this. That's it, isn't it? That's the same thing. So, man, this is like a new brand. If it's a brand, Artno. Artno is also a Frost trademark, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's the only thing that's marked there. And other than this, which is stainless Pakistan. This says stainless Pakistan up there, and then it's got some kind of funky thing drawn in there. I don't know what that is either. See that though? Yeah, it's pretty cool. So maybe, you know, I wonder about stainless Pakistan sometimes. I wonder, you think stainless Pakistan is like a stripper name for Jim Frost? You know, yeah, you never know. Might have done something like that at one time in his life. Probably not, but maybe stainless Pakistan is Todd Boone's stripper name. Yeah, we don't know. Anyway, that's nice, and that's Look at that so-called color wood. That is some of the prettiest frostwood I've ever seen. So maybe maybe Jim was trying to say, well, no one wants to buy a frost knife. We're just gonna call this an art knife or something, and sell it that way. And we're not gonna have an actual brand attached to it. But anyone who gets it's gonna know that this is a Jim Frost knife. Where does that go to, man? How long is that sheath? Man, look at the blade. Man, that blade fits that sheath really well. I don't know when this was made, but we know it was made in Pakistan, so it's probably not that old. Got a good loop for the belt there. Yeah, I like this, and like I said, it is tight. It is well made, it seems. Could very well be a full tang knife too, the way they've cut this all around down. See that? I think this is actually full tang. Yeah, no, not one of them encapsulated tangs like you got on a lot of the knives. Like, well, you know, we know the escort buoy. We get to break it out. It's got an encapsulated tang. That blade just kind of slides into the handle a little bit. Yeah, just enough penetration to make sure it stays in place. But this one, this nice little knife, it's in there good. It's a full tang. It fills the entire cavity of the handle all the way to the pommel. And you got a nice brass pommel back there. It really looks like, oh, there's a pin there too. So there's a pin holding the pommel onto the handle, and then you got two brass pins in the wood too. Man, I really like this one. This is a gorgeous knife. And the sheath, well, it needs some tenderizing. Now, don't go and use like A1 steak sauce to tenderize your sheath. You use actual leather tenderizer. I've learned that over time. You don't use like steak sauce that tenderizes a knife sheath. Use steak sauce on really, really bad meat, or use it for your hamburger or something like that, but not on a sheath. Even a cardboard cow sheath, you don't want to use steak sauce on it. But anyway, there you have it. Maybe, just maybe, got to get to the post office now before it's too late. Get this in the mail. Otherwise, I know I won't get nothing from Gournay Whistle Pig. Even if I mail it, I ain't gonna get nothing from Gournay Whistle Pig. Skip out. Been your old pal, Skip the Show. Another fun Knife Friday in the books. Remember, if your knife's not fun, you're doing it wrong. Skip out.
If your knife's not fun, you're doing it wrong, and skip out. Our registered trademarks of Skip Desheau Enterprises. This has been a Cat Production presentation. All rights reserved.